Tonight in Saturday night replay, North Melbourne in top recent form against Collingwood, who this week welcome back some big-name stars. And the Demons against the Saints, top team Melbourne against St Kilda, revitalised after last week's great win. Also, highlights of other games and footy flashbacks, all in the next hour and a half. Good evening and welcome to Saturday Night Replay, and we lead off tonight with the league leaders against St Kilda. Well, a trip to Moorabbin has often proved to be an unfruitful mission, even when the Saints have been near the bottom of the ladder. So Melbourne, despite being on top, would have realised the task ahead today, especially in the light of the Saints' great win last week against Geelong. St Kilda were 10th on the ladder, but with Lockett starting to hit his straps, posed a definite threat. And it was the Saints who were the last team to beat Melbourne last year before the Demons embarked on their 8-game winning streak, which didn't come to an end until the famous preliminary final. It promised to be a really tough contest between the baddies and the goodies, the Demons and the Saints. Well, let's have a look at the highlights in the first half, and with me in commentary, Peter McKenna and Bernie Quinlan.
Now lumbers after the ball, that's Rail Jones, Warren Jones, formerly of Carlton, Nathan Burke, to Russell Jeffrey, up to Lockett, out he comes, he's got it, to Gox, Gox on the right foot, a quick step, he goals!
Oh, well dodged by Dean Rice. Mature beyond his years. High climb by White, but he couldn't take the mark. Winmar with his skills at ground level, puts it wide for Lockett. Great football. Tony Lockett burst back to form last week with 7 goals. Lining up for his first today. He's got it.
Looks like Brett Lovett, he's had an outstanding season. Oh, the loose man is Jackson. He's clear, 35 metres out, Ricky Jackson fires a goal, it could be another one. It is.
They've got it over the wing now. Coghlan ducks a high tackle, gets the hand pass away to Corker-Mealis. He's still got it, Spiro. Up towards full forward, Lockett, one out. And the Saints lead by 7 points. No. Going across to the youngster Daniels. 2 kicks to goal from there. Lockett and low. Winmar. Great snap. Oh, close.
Up the middle of the ground is the best place to go.
Too far out to score. Lowe's there. Off hands to Nixon. Good hook.
39 VFL games. This will really bring the house down if he kicks it. Won't make the distance. It's still in play, is it? There's a snap by Coghlan. He's kicked it. Towards the half-forward line, Winmar cleverly waits over the back and nearly came his way too. Oh, hand pass comes straight to Coghlan. Lockett in front of Campbell. Oh, great play, Lockett. A blind turn. He straightens up. Bang, that's a goal for his fourth.
Melbourne have just made a change. Sharon off and number 37, David Flintoff, on the field. Wasn't even named. Here's Wilson. Goes for goal himself. Nobody back there. It bounces through.
Forward pocket. Oh, free kick to Jones. No. Road. A quick kick. Bailey. Left foot. Fires. Could be another one to Melbourne.
Well, the Saints lived up to their reputation at Moorabbin and outscored the league leaders by 13 points in the first quarter, with Tony Lockett getting 3 for the first term. And they outscored them again in the second quarter to lead by 17 points at half-time. Still a lot to do in the heavy conditions at Moorabbin. Well, we pick up the action for the bulk of our replay at the start of the third quarter. Start of the second half here at Moorabbin. And St Kilda first away. Spinning through was Rice. Up towards Lockett. Not quite. Socket away from him. Comes to Coghlan. Good smother by White, who did well on Lockett in the first case. White back to half forward for Melbourne. Oh, Rice, what a clever mark. Ooh. And Flintoff could have cleaned him up if he'd wanted to.
Exactly. I think he deliberately missed him then. There's the mark with a nice dry ball was taken by Lowe. Lowe to Alfredson. Sets it up again for Lockett at the back. Yes! Just a slight little nudge. Not enough for the umpire to see. Just actually leant into him, Bernie, didn't he?
He did well there, Tony Lockett, because he made as if he was going to lead. There's the kick from Elphinstone. Lockett looked as if he was going to lead. Sean White went forward. Lockett dropped back. and took an easy mark.
Well, what a tremendous start this will be for the Saints to start the third quarter. 17 points in front. This will take them to 23 points. Lockett. Goal number 5. And he's kicked it.
There's 5 goals out of 9. It was a tremendous performance on the forward line by Tony Lockett. Big, strong player. I wouldn't say he's the main difference between the two sides, because of the rest of the St Kilda team have really put in today. And Melbourne have been under extreme pressure right from the start.
St Kilda with Bob Jones and Evans on the bench. They've been there all the game. John Northey with his worries. 60-37 after the Saints got first blood in the second half. Corkamilis out of the middle. Chance for Lockett again. White has the front position. Lockett applies the tackle. Coghlan. Oh, he's done some magnificent things, Frank Coghlan. And the ball out about 55 metres from goal.
I agree with you, Drew. I think Coghlan's been a great player, but they've had plenty. Guys like Ricky Nixon really put in. Young Jeffrey across the half-back line. There's Phoebe. He'll be used to these conditions coming from Tasmania. Ricky Jackson's been a quiet player. I think he really needs... Ricky's only a small man. He needs the ball to be bouncing and running for him, I think, Bernie.
Probably appreciate the drier conditions much more than these, Peter.
Centre wing, O'Dwyer. Oh, gee, caught one across the shoulder. And Warren Jones has beaten O'Dwyer and Steins in the ruck today. Not a bad effort. Oh, shocking kick. It went about 15 metres. As we see Ricky Jackson onto the left foot. They want a couple of goals and they want them quickly. Campbell loses it to Muller. Muller, a long left foot kick. Fisted away by Steins. Nathan Burke's been an excellent player. To Ricky Nixon. Handballs it away. Bailey was legged. Play on, said the umpire. Winmar with a high floater. Low and Lockett. Sean White, badly outnumbered, but he fought on well. There he goes again, Sean White. Tremendous play as he kicks it to the boundary line and, in fact, puts it over.
Yes, that goal he conceded early in the quarter was the first he'd given Lockett, because Lockett had 4 before Sean White went back on him. Another chance here for the Saints. Comes down to Corkamilis. He's buried in the tackle. Socket away by Sharon. Oh, kept in by Lowe. Clever play. O'Dwyer goes the thump. Oh, Lowe, ugly looking tackle. But no whistle on that, and there'll be a boundary throw-in.
Half forward flank for St Kilda. They've started off this quarter very, very well. Stuart Lowe doing the ruck work on the forward line today. There's Daniels, who's been a good player. Kicked away by Steins. And again, it's over the line. .60 plays 37, so that's 23 points the difference. Again, Lowe to do the ruck work, but O'Dwyer got it out. Winmar, good skills by Winmar, ducks the head. Handball, play on. Nixon's in there after it. So is Steins. And an absolute stalemate at centre-half forward for the Saints. Umpire Peter Cameron will bounce it.
40 metres from St Kilda's goal. O'Dwyer wins the tap. Coghlan, there he goes again. Loses it this time. Lovett. Johnson runs onto the bouncing ball. Confronted by Grant, who interestingly has played the entire game and has a clean sheet. Hasn't had a touch.
He'll be saying in the showers after the game about all his knock-ons and tap-outs and all that sort of thing, I think. We see Yates, who he was looking for Johnson. So, they've gone in very, very hard today, St Kilda. An entertaining game. Enormous pressure put on Melbourne today. Top side. They are a much better side, I think, when the ball is bouncing for them under dry conditions. Jones again got that one out, but Lovell sharked it. Anthony Lovell. Good mark to, or did he take it? I didn't quite hold it long enough, said Peter Cameron. That was Alan Johnson, and the throw-in will take place on centre wing.
9-6 to 5-7. Just under 20 minutes remaining in the third quarter. Jones superb against the two-prong ruck attack. Dwyer gets it forward. Sheldon further afield. Winmar Tried to scoop it up one-handed. That time he left it behind. Love it. Bailey. Oh, that's beautiful play. Here goes Daniels again. To Lowe. To Dwyer. St Kilda looking $1 million. High for Lockett. He's got a chance. Back goes White. Oh, well played, Sean White.
Well, the St Kilda crowd doing the block drew because of the early one in the first quarter when they gave it against Ken Sheldon.
Yeah, no other option there for Sean White. The umpire was correct in that decision.
Great play by Sean White too, and he's had that's a good tackle too. Here's a chance. Lockett for goal number 6, picks it up, hooks it back but misses. But Dean Sharon's had a dirty day, Bernie.
Yes, and that's Tony Lockett's first miss. Kicked 5 goals, 1, so he's been right on target.
Well, 4 goals the difference. Brett Lovett, Sean White. That'll be a terrific duel, that. Sean White against Tony Lockett. Stephen O'Dwyer back to White. White backs his judgment all the time to Newport. Centre of the ground. This looks better for Melbourne. It's fisted away though, and they're at the base of the packs all the time. Mark Dwyer. Sheldon's been excellent. Long driving kick. It's all Melbourne though. Flintoff doing this. No, it's Bailey doing the shifting, but too good. Great play by Nathan Burke. And gee, he's had a fine game, Nathan Burke. And
wow. The St Kilda crowd loving it down here. The desperation that's been shown by this young St Kilda side has been great to watch.
Lowe against O'Dwyer. Comes to Corker-Mealis. Threads out the hand pass. Nixon gets clear. Snap and goal. Jones has been tremendous. Mark Dwyer's played well too. Out to Daniels. They've hardly had a weak link. Gotch. Terrific skills, Gotch. To Dwyer. The leader's on. Lockett. Couldn't pick it up. Bailey. They're under enormous pressure, Melbourne. Newport. Right out wide. Jeffries has been excellent in defence. He copped one in the back. Yes, and umpire Peter Cameron saw that one. And Russell Jeffrey takes the kick right on the centre wing area. Comes up limping. To centre half forward. Lowe is there. Stretch at the back for Melbourne. Across the half back line to Phoebe. Pokes over the little pass to the top. Lovell. Met by Elphinston. Loses it. Burke to Nixon, who kicked the last goal. Off the left hand, just as good as the right. Oh, clever play by Rice. Beautiful play, Dean Rice. Comes to the back. All Melbourne at ground level. Stretch again. White. Past Sharon it goes, and out of bounds.
That was fantastic play by Sean White. Just before he kicked that, he had a quick look to see where Lockett was, to see if he had him covered, and then he sent it round the boundary line. There's in the back, or being held, one of the two by umpire Mike Ball. Says it's to Stephen O'Dwyer. They've lowered their colours today, the big blokes for Melbourne. Warren Jones has done well. That's a good mark for Corker-Mealis. Gee, they're hard to beat down here, the Saints. Corker-Mealis with a long driving torp. In front again was Sean White. Alan Johnson comes in to lend a hand. He brings it out wide. Dean Rice ducks back to take the mark. Rice thumps it up to the forward line again. All St Kilda. Daniels dropped it that time. Lovell took a long time. Daniels comes out with it. Well played, son. Off the ground, Coghlan. Wide to Corker-Mealis. He heads inboard. Shrugs a tackle. Oh, what a pickup that was by Lovett. And then he kicked it into the crowd. Well, bad luck. Magnificent pickup.
Well, that's all been caused by the pressure that's being applied by St Kilda. Their tackling's been tremendous right from the start.
Nathan Burke. O'Dwyer takes front position. They're battling manfully down there, that Melbourne defence. They're under all sorts of pressure, but they're doing the job pretty well. St Kilda doing all the attacking. They've hardly seen it up on their forward line, Melbourne. There's Graham Yates. A quick kick. Mark Dwyer's there. Grant has doing the shepherding. Oh, caught. That's holding the ball. No. Well, I thought that was a good tackle, that by Brian Wilson.
Held to him, I think, Peter. And in the end, he took it off him.
Well, 5 goals the difference, and it'll be hard to catch, Drew.
Certainly will, midway through the third quarter. Jones sharing the rucking now with Lowe, depending where the ball is. Sheldon's been excellent. Back pocket, that's his go. To centre half forward, Lowe. Lockett one out with White. The kick's too wide for him. Sharon uncontested. Dean Sharon breaks away. Oh, the kick a mile away from O'Dwyer. Did pretty well to get there and keep it in. Gotch against O'Dwyer. That's David and Goliath. Flintoff. Good pick up Jackson. Round the outer boundary line. Contest at centre wing. Crumbs come to Steins. Measures off the pass to centre half forward. Wilson with Grant.
Oh, free kick should have been to Grant. Wilson was right over the top of him.
Well, David Grant still hasn't had a kick or a handball. But he's covered his man, and that's the important thing. In defence, hurry kick was by Lyon. Oh, Jeffrey's been excellent. To Coughlin, so has he. They've had some great players. Here they come again, the Saints. The long kick, the win mark. Yes! Oh, brilliant mark. I thought he'd lost it for a moment, but he grabbed it. Now, he is certainly within kicking distance. Nicky Winmar will have to kick from about 45 metres. Conditions slippery. No, he kicks from 50, actually, and it's a nice-looking drop punt. Beautiful-looking kick. It's a goal.
Nicky Winmar's second goal, and St Kilda go further ahead. Kicked the first 3 goals in this third quarter. They are kicking with a slight breeze, but look at this mark by Winmar. Looked as if it had got away from him, but showing great pace to get there. And he's an exciting player to watch, Nicky Winmar.
Look at that kick from 50. He's
50
kicked
metres.
a good 60. St Kilda on the rampage at the moment. O'Dwyer in the middle. Lovett, he's tried all day for Melbourne, been a good player. He gets the free kick. Brett Lovett from just behind the centre circle. Up towards half forward. Sheldon well placed again. And over the back, Flintoff, no mark. Stretch up on the forward line to Wilson. Now to Jackson. They haven't been inside half forward this quarter yet, Melbourne. Steers the pass for Lyon. No whistle on that. No mark. Oh, it comes out now. Lovell. Goes the short pass to Williams. Moved to full forward for the second time in the game. And it's the first time in about 14 minutes it's been anywhere near him in this quarter. And now a chance for Melbourne's first score for the term. David Williams. Looking for his first goal for the day. He kicks well. Right through the middle.
Has been moved to centre half back. And Steins to centre half forward. So they've got problems in key positions, Melbourne. Yates. Looking for Flintoff, former Hawthorn player David Flintoff. I think he had a stretch in South Australia. Oh, young Daniels again, Jason Daniels to Corker Millers. Here come the Saints. Lockett leads. Sean White, far too wide for both of them, and it beats them all over the line in that forward pocket. Now Lockett might get back. No, he's letting Lowe do the ruck work. So they've got plenty of height, St Kilda, on that forward line with Lowe and Lockett. They can help Warren Jones out. Jones doesn't come down the forward line at all. At the moment, he's hanging around the centre wing and forming a decent wall. Nixon, Melbourne, through Sharon to Ricky Jackson. Oh, it's a bit dangerous to bounce it today, but he hooks it back. Little Bradley Gotch is there. A hand pass was meant for Daniel. Flintoff trying very, very hard. Lyon to stretch to centre wing, and there was Warren Jones, as I said, just waiting there for it. Steins. Out it comes. And that was Sharon with a kick up towards half forward, but it's all St Kilda.
Oh, and what a pickup that was by Jeffrey. And a centering pass to Burke. Away go the Saints again, down the centre corridor, but the kick missed Dwyer. Picked up by Campbell. Off to Steins. Now Melbourne a chance to counterattack. Phoebe back to Campbell. Campbell up towards half forward. Oh, Williams stayed at the back. Outmarked by Frawley. In fact, Williams might have nudged him into the mark.
Yes, his idea was right. It just didn't nudge him hard enough. There's Warren Jones, has been very, very good. An outstanding game last week too. Muller has found a niche. Warren Jones. Oh, brilliant play by the big fella. Back it went to Muller. And out wide, and I think Warren Jones will be talking about that one all night. The handball on the ground, Bernie.
Well, he received it when he was sitting down on the ground.
I thought you were supposed to hand pass to a bloke showing you movement. Low against O'Dwyer. Bit of wrestling there, and the free kick goes to O'Dwyer. Stuart Lowe not too impressed with the decision. O'Dwyer's kick wide to the wing to Steins. For about the first time in the day, we've seen one ruckman to the other. Steins keeps it a bit too low. Kick smothered by Daniels. He'll get votes today, that Daniels. And the ball goes out of play at half forward. And the fellows who are alongside me, who are in charge of giving the votes, just gave me the big no. He won't.
He's a chance.
Oh, he's played superbly, and he's had 13 kicks, 7 hand passes.
Well, I've changed my mind. Well, there's O'Dwyer, but he would be just about in the votes, but they've just got so many good players. St Kilda's going to be very difficult. There's Lowe receiving a free kick.
And it should be 50 metres. It should be. As O'Dwyer's belted that ball after the free kick was paid.
Now, Stuart Lowe, half forward, brings it. Lockett, yes! Now, I don't know what happened to Sean White. He didn't even go with Lockett. Stephen O'Dwyer turned around to see where Sean White was, and then didn't even go for it himself. So he really marked that uncontested.
Well, Lockett led into the right place again, up the centre of the ground. And maybe Sean White thought that O'Dwyer was going to do the work for him, but he just couldn't get there in time.
Well, no doubt about Lockett. He is a fantastic player. Like Dunstall, they know when to lead and they know where to lead. And that's important if you're going to be a full forward. As I said earlier, Warwick Kappa last night was leading to the wrong spots against Essendon. Now, right in front is Lockett. He kicks it. Long. Is it in? Yes, it's a goal.
6 goals for Tony Lockett. A little bit of a fight on in the centre of the ground there too. Stephen O'Dwyer and Lowe have been contesting very hard in those boundary throw-ins in St Kilda's forward line. And O'Dwyer's not too happy about things at the moment. He was very fortunate he didn't get a 50-metre penalty paid against him. The umpire should have paid it. He got away with it, but here's a free kick. Stuart Lowe took it down the centre of the ground. That's the right place to lead. And Tony Lockett too big and too strong for those Melbourne defenders.
Well, the atmosphere electric again. St Kilda by 36 points. Dwyer. High to half forward. Lockett a chance. Shrugs off White. Gave away the free kick.
Well, I'll tell you how confident St Kilda are. They haven't even used their interchange yet, Drew.
No. White towards the outer wing. Love it after this one. Hand pass floats a little bit, making it a bit hard for Stretch. Close to the line. Steins. Good mark. Well, Melbourne really needing something. Their only previous loss this season was to Essendon. They look like going under to the 12th team on the ladder. Oh, it comes out the back here, luckily to Rode. Nobody in front of him, but his kick misses everything by a long way. He bounces out of bounds about 10 metres from the behind post.
Well, they've really been beaten just about everywhere today, Melbourne. St Kilda look far more dangerous in attack with Lowe and Lockett doing well. Here's a chance for Steins. Lyon picks it up, has a quick snap, and puts it out of bounds on the full. Now, it's a big asset to have 2 good key forwards, and they've got them, St Kilda, and both take a big mark. Sheldon has been outstanding. Oh, he played on then, O'Dwyer. Bad play because that's allowed Dwyer to receive from Coughlin. Out comes Sean White. He trips over. Still got it, White. Good play. He gives it to Bailey, and Bailey transfers play. Centre wing was Phoebe. Number 34 is Newport. Warren Jones can't take the mark. At the back of the pack. Steins. Oh, good play by Frawley.
And Frawley's hand pass goes out 10 metres up the ground. Well played, Danny Frawley. Another standing ovation. Saints fans with plenty to yell at here today. I don't know how many of them travelled down to Geelong last week to see that great victory down there, but they've turned up here today and are having a great time. That ball run over the line by Johnson. And the St Kilda players getting an ovation for just smothers and tackles, not even possessions. Jones against Steins. Jones wins. Interference to Wow Jones. Then he gets the free kick. And they roar again for the free kick.
Well, big Warren Jones has become a bit of a cult hero down here at Moorabbin, and well, he's got a huge heart, Warren Jones. There's Stretch. Certainly like the drier conditions at Melbourne. There's Lovell. A floating kick towards half forward. They've fallen down in attack. There's Flintoff topping one in the back. Play on, said the umpire. David Williams and Frawley, too strong, Frawley. As the players pounce in on top of it. It's about 30 metres out from the Melbourne goal.
He didn't do much.
He trapped it under him. I thought he may have been a little bit lucky not to have the free kick paid against him for holding the ball there, Danny Frawley, but tremendous desperation to keep in touch with that play.
Melbourne have had just one score for the quarter. That was a goal. Here's another chance for them. St Kilda desperate again. Sheldon gets boot to ball. He lost ground with the kick, but he's found touch. Throw in the forward pocket. We have just under 5 minutes remaining in the third quarter. A big lead to the Saints.
Again, Jones manfully working there. There's little Bradley Gotts. Sheldon has been magnificent in defence. Long kick. Which way will it bounce? Burke shoves his opponent out of the way. It was Sharon. Still on that half-forward line. Oh, they've got good players everywhere. Dean Rice. He was looking for Dwyer. Low. Oh, gee, took his eye off the ball and ran straight at little Lovell. It's a free kick to Lovell. Well, Stuart Lowe missed him.
Should have went along with that kick, Rice.
There it is on centre wing with Newport. They just don't look like scoring goals at the moment. And there's a bad kick. They've got no system at all, Melbourne. Jeffrey receiving from Corkamillis. Towards half forward, the kick goes. Yates knocks it on to Campbell. Campbell to Lovett. Lovett to Sean White, who leads Lockett and runs right up the ground. Good play by White. Now, 2-on-1 here. They should be able to do something here as David Williams picks up, kicked it straight up in the air. Steins, nearly a good mark to Steins. It's at centre half forward and it'll be a bouncer.
And Darryl Baldock has used the interchange bench for the first time at the 24-minute mark of the third quarter. Warren Jones off and Bob Jones on. And Warren Jones has done a superb job. Steins wins. But he gave it straight to Grant, who gets his first possession for the day. Out to Elphinston, up towards centre half forward. Through low it goes. Nixon at the back. Open goal coming up. He kicked it.
Yes, that's Ricky Nixon's third goal to this quarter. Been a superb player for the St Kilda side this afternoon. And that's the way to play in conditions such as this. A long kick down in that forward line. Lowe, who's contested hard all day at centre half forward, got his hands to it, and Nixon reading it beautifully off the pack, streamed into goal and put his third through.
Well, look at that. 7 goals the difference. A terrific performance this by the Saints. As we see Elphinston down towards half forward. Coughlin to Lockett. Great play by Sean White. Punch it away over the line.
You know, Brownlow night last night, there was a bit of betting for Sean White to be a shock winner in the Brownlow. Instead of that, Lockett won it. Now they're on each other. It's a really top contest.
It really is too. And White doing all right at the moment. Well, there's Corkamillis was grabbed when he didn't have it. Play on, said the umpire. They're still battling away. Tony Campbell picks it up. Smothered, that hand pass. Winmar goes in after it now. Melbourne players desperately trying to get it out of defence. Kicked into the face of the St Kilda player, Bob Jones. Here he is, Ricky Nixon for goal number 4. Yes!
Well, he gets a standing ovation there, Nixon, but the good play came from Bob Jones.
St Kilda added a behind before three-quarter time and led by 49 points at the last change after 6 goals to 1 in the third quarter. Could they keep it going in the last quarter, or could the league leaders come back? We'll find out. Here are the highlights. Campbell off the ground. Tees off. Steins did well to get clear. Hand pass missed Jackson though, but he's got the pace, Ricky Jackson. Off the left boot. A chance here for Melbourne. Johnson in front, 30 metres out, and he has kicked it.
Left foot, he hooks it back at goal. Will it bounce through? It's still in play. Gotch picks it up, hooks and goals. Gary Lyon. Well trapped. Hooks it back towards full forward, though. Oh, Muller ran too hard of the ball. Brian Wilson over the back into the open goal, and he's put it through. Balance and evenness. There's Kenny Sheldon again. He lost it. Grabbed by Brian Wilson to Williams. Can Wilson kick another one? Chance for his third as he stabs it low and he puts it through. Grant to Jeffrey. He runs away without it. Here's Brian Wilson again trying to tunnel ball it. He does to Lovell. Sean White to Ricky Jackson. It could be another goal coming up. The little fella sprints in and puts it through.
Centering. Wilson almost. Off the ground by Gotch. He goes back to Muller. His kick is smothered. It spills luckily for White. He stabs it to Johnson. Oh, he's bobbled it. But he'll still kick the goal. There was nobody there to put pressure on.